It's the very first Station Head live episode of the Bros with No Hoes podcast. We live, baby.
We live, baby.
Yo, no disrespect. It's VinceBracy.com.
It is Chase P, a.k.a. Chase a la mode, a.k.a. Young Pinot Grigio. Pinot Gang, where you at?
Yo. And again, so we're doing this live on StationHead right now. StationHead, for everybody that doesn't know, is a radio app. It's pretty much taking over the airwaves. They're trying to conquer the world. If you have music and you're an artist, definitely encourage you, if it's on Spotify and iTunes, to upload your stuff up there and make sure you get on StationHead, because then you can play music, not just for your friends and stuff like that, but you can have people share your music also. So I've seen people that have only been up on StationHead for a couple days have their stuff shared on like 30 different stations all around the country. So, you never know who's listening to your stuff, but all those streams individually go right back to you. So you're getting all those streams. And I see people throwing up, I see them drinks, Strictly Business he's throwing up the wine.
Throw that Pinot up.
He's throwing up the wine in the chat. And I was gonna invite Chase on also, but I feel like we got him in there. I don't want to mess anything up. So if we get disconnected, my bad. But we're gonna still continue to record, and you guys will hear this live when we drop it on probably a Monday nightish. So yeah, and definitely save your yacht outs. If you're hanging out with us in here today, don't forget to save your yacht out for later on. I see Eric B401 in the chat. Good morning. How you doing today? I'm also following you back. So now, so yes, this is episode number 10.
Yes.
And we thank you guys all for your support. Everybody that's been listening so far, everybody that's all caught up. So yeah.
Is there like a 10th anniversary thing you do? Do you do that for episode 10, or is it only for 100?
I don't know. You know how I feel like 100 is a big one. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people do like a live podcast, like they go somewhere and stuff like that. So I can see ourselves doing that.
I'm definitely would be down to do a live show, live podcast.
You want to shout out anything that you're working on right now?
What am I working on right now? I'm doing a short film. I don't want to say what it's about, but I am working on a short film because we haven't like fully developed it yet. But we are working on a short film that we should be shooting. For the people who are listening on the StationHead app. I am a filmmaker, writer, producer.
Bang, bang.
So if any of you artists out there looking to collab and possibly do a music video or something like that, definitely hit me up on either the Bros with No Hoes Instagram account, or you can hit me up at my personal Instagram, which is Parker's Paradise. It's so weird because it's like we're talking live, but yeah, we're recording. So it's like, I don't know, should I be in live mode or should I be like in record
I'm trying to
mode?
Jump back in between both because I know we still got a podcast to do here.
We live, baby.
And we live, baby. And that's Phoenix in the background. Don't forget we're recording at Make Party Studios here in New Jersey. If you need a place to record your podcast, that's where it's at. So just happy to have you guys here with us. So let's get to it. So like I said, wanted to talk about something that we mentioned, and again, it's only right in the 10th episode to explain again, like who we are and why we don't have no damn hoes. You know what I'm saying? People always ask us like, oh, how did you come up with the name? And I explained last week, so go back and listen to episode 9, how we came up with the name once again. But yeah, the name wasn't necessarily relevant to like us. We just really enjoyed the name, but we made it relevant to us. We was like, okay, so at the same time, we don't have no hoes because. So my number one reason why I don't have no hoes, obviously, is because I have a girlfriend. Right. So shout out to my baby Jazz, who, like I said, she wasn't gonna let me have no hoes regardless. My second reason is I feel like I never had no hoes in the first place. Like I feel like people always assume like I think once I got to college, I started becoming like, started coming out of my shell more a little bit. So my goal was always to try to make as many friends as possible, try to, get to know people, to see like what's going on, what's going on in the world. How can I enjoy my college experience a little bit more? So being at Howard University at the time is where I went for freshman year in college. I joined the step team. I tried to start a baseball team. I was hanging out with people from all over the country, being from the Bronx, New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not used to being around, people from California, people from Atlanta and stuff like that.
How HBCUs are always, and I know you're going to get into the why you don't have hosts, but HBCUs are always a weird, obviously my sister went to Howard as well.
Word.
I think she went there for like 2 years.
Shout out Chef Taj.
I went to a PWI, and if you don't know what PWI means,
PWI.
predominantly white institution. I went to an all white school.
It was all white.
It wasn't. I mean, there was obviously black people, and there was people of different races there, but it was predominantly white. And it's always interesting because people who go to, I guess you could say, quote unquote, white schools, always look at black schools as like everybody pretty much knows each other. Everybody's pretty much the same, and which is kind of fucking racist if you think about it, or like fucked up. But speaking to my sister, it's like, yeah, you're all black, but you have culturally everybody's different. Like your culture from New York, you coming from New York, is different from the person who's coming from fucking Oakland, or you know, who's coming from Atlanta or something like that. So I think culturally, HBCUs are good, but at the same time, I personally like a mixture of not only culture but race, and that's why I went to an all white school.
You chose that though.
I chose to go to an all white school.
I don't think I was focused on the black aspect of it when I went to Howard. I think it was more focused on the fact that I went to that school because of a certain program that I was interested in. But being in high school, it was kind of like, I went to a Catholic high school also, so it was kind of like cliquish and sometimes. So I was cool with all the black kids. I was cool with pretty much everybody, but like my main crew that I hung out with was the table with all the black kids. You know what I'm saying? So I did take that into account when I went over to Howard, and was like, I feel like I can make a lot of friends here. And like I said, I tried to do a whole bunch of things, and I thought it was cool. But I still didn't have no hoes the whole time I was there. I had a lot of female friends. That was probably, Howard was I would say Lehman is probably the most female friends I had in my life. But coming from an all boys Catholic school and getting to, I went nuts over there. Like I was just like, oh my God, like I didn't even have regular interaction with girls, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, this is dope, but I still didn't have no hoes the whole time. So a big part of that I wanted to attribute to, I call it being flirt cursed.
Flirt cursed.
I call it being flirt cursed.
Please do tell
and
what
Phoenix is. Phoenix made a face just now, and let me know if anybody can relate in there in the chat. But I'm a very, I don't know if eccentric is the word. If you ever heard of somebody describe themselves as bubbly, like I feel like that's not really like a dude from the Bronx should be describing himself as bubbly, but I'm a friendly person.
Yeah, you're trying to justify being a flirt.
Yeah.
You're a flirt. You're a flirt.
I'm a flirt. Wait. That's R. Kelly. Hold on. That's an R. Kelly song. So we can't. Chase is like, guys, can we not bring up R. Kelly one time? So I and shout out Dad's Grimy in the chat. I see Dad's Grimy just jumped in. I'm glad you're enjoying the show, man. So I'm what you call a people person. That's what I like to call myself. So I talk for a living. It's my job to try to get people to like me and to make sure that they're enjoying themselves, right? So I might come off as like a little bit like too much for people sometimes. I've gotten that. Or I might like, oh, this dude is dope as hell, or he's mad cool, or he shows mad love. And that's just me naturally. You know what I'm saying? So when I meet somebody that has like close to that same energy, I feel like I naturally flock to them, because just like, oh, you matching my energy, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're here with me. But there be times where like I'll get like a little extra like look or something like that, and I'll be like, sometimes I'll be in a professional setting, so I don't be like knowing, like I'll be like, damn, I can't really do nothing about that right now. But for the most part, yeah, man, I guess I'm a flirt. I guess I'm a little bit of a flirt, and my girl absolutely hates it. Hey. Turn off.
But yo, that was the remix featuring
T-Pain.
T.I.
T.I. Mr. Tip Harris. Oh, completely forgot. Well, bitch, you told you guys. I forgot what he was saying in that. But T.I. is on that joint. He never said nothing about that either.
Everybody was on a song.
Did he? T.I. didn't have any commentary on?
I don't think he said nothing.
But you're right though, yo. Everybody
got a song with R. Kelly, yo. He's unstoppable.
And everybody had a song with him after the first video.
After the first.
Bro.
So,
I mean, I ain't have a song with him after.
Yeah. Shout out Joe Budden, who I don't know what he's doing with his songs, with his one song with R. Kelly too. he was like, yo, I got the connect from Marcus Houston. I don't know what I don't know what else. But yeah, Nayeli said I'm gonna get in trouble for being a flirt. So yeah, honestly, I feel like that's I call it being flirt cursed because the main reason is I feel like I never, like me with my energy, I can never tell when somebody is flirting with me.
Or just being like friendly and nice.
Yeah, so for the most part, like I'm coming at you like, even if you like, there's been events, you know, there was, I always say that there was no time when I didn't have a girlfriend, because Jazz, you know what I'm saying, she's not she's like, no, there was nobody before me. I'm like, you're right, there was nobody before you. But so there were times when like I would host a show and I'd be like, yo, I'm feeling myself right now. I could tell the crowd is feeling it with me. I see a cutie out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna mess with her. I'm gonna start picking on her and stuff like that. So people would get on me about stuff like that. But again, I'm just hosting a show.
True.
You know, I'm just hosting a show. So maybe after the show, I might.
Right now, let's just keep.
But for right now, yeah, I always keep it professional. So I feel like people look at me as like, oh, I can't tell if he's flirting with me or not either. But for the most part, I'm not flirting. But it's my job to kind of flirt with you, to get you excited, to get you, you know, to have some type of interaction. So Dad's Grimey's like, yo, we need to play some of Kel's music to get him some lawyer money. Fuck him and his lawyer, man. And his lawyer and his whole creepy ass team, yo. His whole creepy team. Goofy ass. They said he's goofy ass. Like, remember? They said I don't know if we talked about this before. The dude, his crisis manager, they said his crisis manager was also worked for Bill Cosby too.
Oh,
so
yeah, he had they hired the same publicist lawyer,
maybe, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, that
was for Bill Cosby's team, which is we'll see how that's gonna go. But I guess for me, the reason, to get back to the topic, the reason why I have no hoes.
That was my second one, so you could run 2 down also. If you have any more, I don't know.
So first, I like to start off by saying that I am single.
Hey.
They call me Chasse Singulaire.
Ooh, is that what they was that off the top?
That was off the top. Chasse Singulaire. Why don't I have any? It's funny because I was never like the flirtatious type.
Yeah.
I was always like very reserved. Like whenever I first meet a person, regardless of who you are, I always kind of have this like reservation to like not really engage too much until I like gain some level of comfortability with a person.
Agreed. Okay.
Which in some cases work, some cases it doesn't work. But I found that when I meet a woman or just in a room with a woman who I'm attracted to, it's like there's this, I'm not even sure how to explain it, but I'm sure that there's somebody on the StationHead or somebody, one of the, you know, people who are listening to the podcast that can really relate. There's always like that some type of block or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like to not pursue anything, you know, just like there's like a mental block there.
Where the friend zone starts at?
I think that's how I get friend zoned.
That's it. So you saying you do this to yourself?
I don't intentionally friend zone myself.
Yeah, I feel like I intentionally friend zone myself. Not intentionally. I feel like I don't go into a situation thinking anything. Like I said, I just am naturally like a little bit flirty, and like I said about being flirt cursed, I just can't. In general, I can't tell when somebody's flirting back because I just feel like everybody's matching my energy.
Yeah, I'm bad at cues.
But would you say that you go into a situation and you might be talking to somebody and you be like, oh, she's kind of cute, you know what I'm saying? But then you just like, yo, she's dope to be around, so it just ends up being a friendship.
No, it's more like
That's Grimy is the friend zone king.
It's more like you don't want to seem like a creep. You don't want to seem like the same guy who's like pushing on to a woman. Yeah. You know, because like there'll be a cute girl and like 5-10 guys will say the same shit. They'll all ask her for a number. So you try to be different.
OD. Now I've never been the type to holler at girls either. Ever. Like I don't know if it's me being pussy or just me trying to be I
think I'm a little pussy.
I will admit to being pussy, but there's been times where I've been like, yo, like there's a girl that I feel like is cute and I want to say something to her, and I feel like I might have taken the time, but in general, like I don't walk up to her. I've never been the type to be yo ma, grabbing arms and stuff like that. You know,
never
what I'm
been that person, and it's not even like that shit is played out. It's just the confidence level wasn't there to actually go and pursue.
Understandable.
You know what I mean?
For me, my thing is, for the most part, you know, this is where I get in my gentleman bag. I never wanted a girl that could be hollered at, if that makes sense. Does that, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. I never wanted a girl, like, if anybody could just, you know what I'm saying? If it's like a statistic, like, oh, this is dude number 7 that talked to me today, and I looked at him in his face and he looked kind of cute back. But I feel like we go off of looks a lot also anyway. But in general, like, I never wanted a girl that I could just be like, yo, and she'll turn around and that's my wife somewhere down the line. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that.
I never
thought about it like that.
I never been into the club scene or anything like that either.
I used to work in nightlife, and I could tell you
hashtag nightlife.
Hashtag nightlife. I used to work in nightlife. I pretty much did almost everything. I was a club promoter for a little bit, about a year.
Would you get back into that?
Hell no.
Okay.
I would never get back into club promoting. It's just like it's a numbers game. You know, it's a numbers game.
Real.
It's one of those things where, like, I just got tired of I used to do it with my boy.
We live.
My boy Thaddeus.
Shout out Thad.
We used to promote together, and it got annoying because every weekend we'd be hitting the same people up. We'd be texting the same people to come to the same club, and it's just, after a while, it started getting annoying. So I would never go back to club promoting. I mean, no disrespect to club promoters. Do your thing, but that's just not me. I did the club promoting thing. I actually worked as a staff in the club. I worked as a manager to manage promoters. Like, I've pretty much done everything in the club aside from, like, being a bartender.
Word.
And it's the most annoying thing. But good thing about, like, there's pros and cons, because I used to work the door with my boy Garvin. We used to work the door, and, like, people would come up. It'd be a good way to interact.
I was
gonna
say that's the easiest.
Yeah, like,
you know
it was like the easiest way to interact with people.
Like bouncers and whatnot and security guards probably get a good amount of play, because there's like a certain level of power. Like with girls, like, "Oh, you gonna let me in?
Yeah,
am I on that list?"
Always,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I used to work as a cashier once, and, like, girls will flirt with me all the time just to make sure that they didn't have to pay, or, you know, make sure that they can get their mans in or whatever, or some of their friends in and stuff like that. Because some of the clubs that I worked at, I'm not even gonna shout them out. They would discriminate. Like, there's a group of 5 girls and only 2 of them look cute.
Yeah,
2 of them getting in for free, and the rest of y'all
got
pay.
to.
Like,
you got
that's
to.
how discriminatory they are.
You got to.
Yo,
as bad as that sounds, I've seen it. As
bad as it sounds, there'll be like 5 dudes all with pants sagging and all that. Y'all can't come in. Like, it was just like that. And in the moment when you seen it from the outside, you just like, yo, that's fucked up. That's kind of, you know, that's fucked up. But when you're actually on the inside, you're just like, okay, I can kind of see why. Yeah. You know, there's a certain selective attitude when it comes to people. But anyways, so that was a good way to meet people. Right. Going back to why we don't have hosts. That was a good way to meet people. I spoke to a couple girls. I got numbers from there, but it was easy because it was like a forced interaction. Like, I never had to go out my way to go speak to you. You kind of came to me.
Word. And real quick, just because we're doing a super, I'm glad y'all was feeling that. They throwing up flames in the chat right now. So once again, everybody, you guys gotta download StationHead. If you're not listening to this on StationHead right now, we're doing this super live. It's very, very live, and so live that I think we live on Instagram also right now. So just because Phoenix is holding the camera right now, I definitely wanted to shout out a few people who we got in here. He just sent me. King Buddha was in here. King Buddha is commenting. My guy, Real Doc Freeman Show from StationHead, and also the Man Cave, and AHPVA. And once again on StationHead, Gem Sid is in here. So if you guys hear me shouting people out randomly throughout the episode, I'm gonna save some more yout outs for the end. Everybody that's in here, you guys hang on to the end. I might even let you guys jump on and yout something out. If you hear a topic and you have something, if you're specifically vocal about it. And Wasabi To Go, that's an interesting name. Is that a company that sells wasabi to go, or is that just somebody that likes wasabi? What up, Wasabi To Go? Thank you for checking out our live while we're on here. But yeah, all right. So you're talking about the prowess of being a bouncer in the club and stuff like that.
I never did bouncing.
But not a bouncer.
But I did the door. I was a doorman. I did the cashier. I worked inside the club.
No hoes at any of these places.
I mean, like, okay, so there were always, obviously it's a club, so the bartenders were sexy. Like I knew the bartenders,
but they was your people.
It was like just people.
Word,
like
word.
I always kept things, even in my regular day job. Like I always kept things professional. And I would hear these stories about how such and such fuck such and such and
in the bathroom,
yes.
right when you was on your shift and you was sitting right there. You're like, when did this happen?
I'm like
that's when I felt the most lame. Like when I would hear stories about people hooking up and shit like that, I'd be like, yo, like I was chilling here with my whole dick in my hand, like this whole time. Like, what's up? Like, what happened? Why am I not getting
understood
this?
it? Or even at work, like I'll be like, oh yeah, such and such, they was kind of they was dating a little bit.
When?
And I'm just like, but I always, when it comes to my job and stuff, I always keep everything professional.
Gotta stay professional.
I don't ever take anything past that because you never know, especially now with this whole Me Too shit going on. Like you don't want to fucking
never
even want to put yourself in that position.
Exactly.
So when it comes to work, like I always kept everything professional. So
yeah.
When I was working in the club, like all the bottle girls, I was cool with them. I knew, we was all cool. I come and give them a hug.
That's
hey,
dope.
What's up? How you doing? Da, 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 da.
I wish I got some bottle girls.
But I would never, ever take it to another level, which I'm kind of pissed off. Because there were guys who were taking it to the next level.
And then they would do it.
And they'd be like, yo, Chase, yo, guess what, man? I'd be like, how?
I smashed so and so.
Like, yo, how?
And that's the thing. And that's where I said I feel like, and it's bad. It's bad to say that you feel like, you feel like less of a man for not like going at women and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say like if we getting real deep into our consciousness and stuff right now. Like I honestly been like, damn, like there's times where I could have let that chopper ring. You know what I'm saying?
I could have just went off.
You know what I'm saying? Like because I've been in situations a lot of times, and again, this is just part of me being flirt cursed. I feel like my interaction with people like through our entire like relationship, friendship, or whatever will be so dope and so cool that I feel like I mean something to this person that I feel like I can honestly say, oh, that's my people. That's my, you know what I'm saying? That's somebody I fuck with. But after the fact, like I've had people come up to me or hit my DM like, oh yeah, I always thought you was cute. And this is me like 100 pounds heavier, you know what I'm saying? So I already wasn't getting no hoes, but like I'm like, yo, son, like why didn't you say something? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that makes me feel like at the same time, like, oh, if I was feeling you at some point, like as a man, I'm not gonna lie. As a man, like we're very visual creatures. So you find somebody attractive, you're gonna find them attractive.
Exactly.
Like, and even if you don't say it, like, oh, like you go to the bank, you see this chick, damn, that chick was dumb cute. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're not thinking nothing about it, like you wouldn't act on it or nothing like that. Like, damn, she was just cute. But for the most part, like that's it. You know what I'm saying?
You never take it any
exactly.
further
She was cute, and that's it. Ian, who's got a fiance, is like, hey, chill out.
I remember one time. This was actually recently. This had to have been like, I would say 3 weeks ago. I was coming home from the gym, and I was getting on the train. So I'm on the train tracks, right? And there's this cute girl that's probably like maybe 5 feet away from me. Okay. And I'm like, damn, like she's really cute. She's just
5 feet is one body. You know what I'm saying?
Literally,
that's one body.
So she was, and she was like really cute, and I'm like, damn, like she's really cute. And you know how sometimes you'll like walk in the street and you'll see a cute girl, but she's like on her phone, or she's like, she looks like she's busy, quote unquote. All right. So you're like, don't want to talk to her. I mean, I wouldn't approach her because she looks kind of busy. I don't want to disrupt her or whatever. You know, that's the nice guy mentality.
Word. That's the thing. We like, I don't want to disturb her. And like you said, like you imagine like how many dudes, like even my girl will tell me like, oh, this many people talk to me today. I'm like, damn, that's like when? Exactly. When? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck everything else. You know what I'm saying? So I really be trying to figure out like girls, like in general, if you have a vagina, like you're getting walked up to, like somebody's gonna say something, somebody's grabbing your hand, like that's just part of, that's what makes me feel bad about being a guy sometimes, because I really be like, damn, they be really getting hounded. So go ahead.
Yeah. So
she was like, you on the train tracks? We were on the platform. on the platform.
So we get on the same train, right?
Right.
No. This is how it started. It started way before then.
Ooh.
It started way before I get on the train.
Started 4 years ago. He saw
So
it.
I'm walking because I get on the train at Grand Central, right? So I'm walking into Grand Central Station, and I saw this cute girl, and I'm like, damn, she's cute. And I swear to God, I said this in my mind. I'm like, if God wants me to talk to her, she'll get on the same train as me. Swear to God. Swear to God.
Ooh.
I was like, yo, if God wants me to talk to her, she'll get on the same train as me. I go to the platform. I look to my left. She's standing right there.
There you go.
I'm like,
yo, sometimes God be coming through to make sure you get the draws, yo.
So we get on the same train, right? We get on the same train, and I'm like, yo, if God really wants me to talk to her, she'll get off at the same stop that I'm getting off of.
Stop playing.
In the Bronx.
The fact that, see, this is how it is for us nice guys out here. You have to like really convince yourself that a higher power is putting a girl in your way to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to talk to her. Because we're not just trying to be, we're not just, Nayeli's like, y'all playing. But like, for real, like, it's like I always was big on like my like just the way I was portrayed, I guess, because I always felt like I was a public figure, like I was always hosting events and stuff like that. People always, like I said, I was always kind of like a big man on campus. So I think a conception of me, people would tell me, like I had girls tell, oh, you a asshole, you a player. I know you be out here talking to
I've
mad
definitely
girls.
gotten that a couple
and I'm
times,
just like, yo, I'm just a friendly person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just very friendly. But yeah, that wasn't the case. So I never wanted to make it look like that. So if somebody would see me out there like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's good, man? I see you sitting there.
I never been that smooth talking.
Never.
What happened at the next stop though? Yo?
I'm
always in the story.
I swear to God.
Phoenix is like, what
swear to
happened now?
God, yo. I swear to God. I was like, yo, if God wants me to talk to her, she'll get off at the same stop that I'm getting off at. In the Bronx. I live in the Bronx, y'all.
Hey, BX.
Swear to God, train pulls up. I get off the train. I look behind me. She's getting off the train. I'm like, yo, God really wants me to talk to her.
He's like, come on, son.
God really wants me to talk to this girl. And I literally just let her walk past me.
Wow.
And I didn't say shit. Because I was just like, I don't know, like this, like, yo, I swear to God, there's dudes out there that know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That when you see something that you want, there's literally like a mental block that just stops you from like going further.
You ever been about to talk to a girl and then like she turned around and made eye contact with you, and then just the face that she made, you was like, nah. He was like, I'm never going. She looked like she bothered or something like that. Like you had, all right, so another thing that I hear guys talk about, and girls talk about it too, like, yo, smile, ma. Yo, smile, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And there is honestly, and this, I guess this might be the nigga in me, the creepy dude, the creepy New York dude that wants to grab your hand. There's been times where I've been like, yo, like, why is this girl not smiling? If I know you, and I don't see you smiling, I'm gonna tell you to smile, for real.
True. I don't think women understand their resting bitch face syndrome.
Some of them do. Some of them don't know that that's just how their face look. Like, it's like, yo, just like you can't tell somebody to change their face, but at the same time,
We gonna start this thing alright.
Hey.
All in the mother.
motherfucking house tonight. Come on. Yeah, but just like, just smile, bitch. Come on, like it's not, it's not that serious. But honestly, Nayeli said she got her regular resting bitch face. She understands the power of it. Ian. Yo, no offense, Ian looks like he could have been a douche at some point. He said his girl changed him, but that's why he plans to marry her, you know what I'm saying? Which is a beautiful thing. But yeah, y'all be having to fix your faces. But again, and the thing that I understand is that, and again, I feel like it's cool that my girl lets me in on all these things. Like if she smiles a little bit, that's welcoming. That dudes that are, you know what I'm saying, that have that, I always say I never had that killer instinct that, go get her.
Yeah,
like I was
I've
never
been that person.
You remember in the wood when they was like, oh, how many numbers you got? You know what I'm saying? I'd be the dude in back like, yeah, I ain't really, you know what I'm saying?
Or you got to gas it up just to make it seem like you.
Yeah. So I feel like I never had that killer instinct, like, yeah, I'm gonna go get her. I'm confident that I could go get her. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact if I walk up to somebody and start talking that they're gonna enjoy my company, but I'm never like,
you never initiate.
I'm never like, yo, I'm trying to get her number and I'm a bag. Holla at me, you know what I'm saying? So it just never.
But it's not easy. I don't think women understand. It's not, especially like in the most random place. Like if it's an intimate setting or something like that, that I can thrive at. It's easier for me to sit and talk to someone who, if it's just, a small group of us, like a lot of I don't even mean to sound like a hoe myself, but a lot of the women that I've either dated or been with in some type of capacity have been because I've either met them through a mutual friend or like we were in a small setting and I got an opportunity to like just really have some good conversation, because obviously people like myself and you are better at just conversing with people. So it's harder to like I can't walk up to a random chick in a club and start yelling in her ear because the music is too loud to get her number or some other shit.
I hate that.
I'm telling you this from a person who worked in the club.
I hate that.
Especially when either you or she's fucked up.
It's like I barely got game already. Just don't have me yelling my little bit of game in your ear right now. Like, let's walk outside. Let's have a conversation.
Exactly.
I'd much rather talk to you, you know what I'm saying, in a calm setting.
It's actually
like, yeah, so you know I do this podcast. In the back, boom.
But then her song come on.
Shake it like a salt shaker. You're like, yeah, you know, I'd really like to get to know you a little bit better.
But word of advice for people who do go to the club, it's actually better to try to get a girl either on the line or in the smoking area. I mean, I personally don't like people who smoke cigarettes, but usually in the smoking area, everybody's outside. Most clubs don't have like a balcony or something where people could smoke. So they probably have to either go downstairs or come upstairs to go outside and go in the smoking section. That's probably easiest to talk to them because everybody's just out there chilling, smoking. You know, if you smoke, have a smoke, talk, whatever. If you're online, you know, people are waiting online. If it's a really long line and they're holding it up, those are probably another opportunity to speak.
All the thirsty dudes is waiting until like 3-4 in the morning to catch all they call them the scragglers.
The stragglers or the let out.
The scragglers, everybody where all the chicks that stayed in there till like, you know what I'm saying, they got all their weave sweat out.
Till the lights come on.
I just need some dick. That's the ones that's out there waiting for the summer walker to come on in the Uber, you know what I'm saying? They the ones that somebody throwing up flares, they throwing up flares in the chat. Someone's like, yeah, I was out there. But yeah, man, like I said, that's, you know, it's hard. It's hard. I feel like just in the millennial age, it's hard to like try to find some love or something.
Especially like me living in New York, like it's like if you're in New York, it's like if you're not fucking 6'5", fucking decked out with like Louis, fucking Balenciaga sneakers, and that's just we're just talking the immediate stuff. We're not talking the fact that you got to be making like $100,000 a year, living fucking some condo in Chelsea or something like that. Like, there's just so many requirements in New York City to be like an eligible bachelor, and it's definitely like in the city is definitely hard. One, because everybody's just busy, everybody's doing their thing, and then you got the people who are fake busy. Then you got the people who just want to be. Like the people who are just so pretentious and just want to be around like things that are popping, like you know,
there's a lot of stunting going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stunting going on in the city, so it's actually relatively quite difficult to date, which is interesting because there's so many people in the city. It's so many people in the city, but it's so like you can kind of feel isolated at certain points. You know, so that's another reason why I ain't got no hoes, because I'm not like 6'5" with a pretty boy face and, you know, that model acts, you know, they be like, yo, ma, what's up, you know?
You think you can see yourself doing that?
I can't. I've never been that person.
Yo, I can't wait to get famous enough till I get to like, I was working with this publicist. Shout out Echoing Sounds again. I never got any like official media training. Like, I've always been involved in media, but I can't wait to like do that perfect smile that celebrities always do. Like, you know how you see celebrities in pictures, like they smile is the same every time because they're used to taking like 1 million pictures. I've taken 1 million pictures myself also, like working with like kids
and I'm still like,
should
I smile with my teeth?
But yo, son, I really hate it. So so shout out Strictly Business, my guy Ian DJ Hover, who started the episode with us again. He said he was overdressed at HQ. We went to StationHead headquarters. And this dude was all decked out. He had like wild ice and shit all around his neck. He had rings and fucking bracelets and shit. So Real Life Kaz, who's also the content creator on StationHead. He's the director of content, I believe. He's putting together new shows. Real Life Kaz, for everybody's familiar with the Flagrant 2 podcast. He's also part of the Duce Palooza and stuff like that. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. He's super, super dope. Just happy I got to be in the same room with him. So we take a picture, right? and I'm just like, all right, me and two dudes. I'm going with the mouth closed gangster look, you know what I'm saying? So we take the picture.
Thug pose.
We take the picture, right? I see the picture. They both showing teeth. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, no, like, is that what we was going with it? Like, so my girl's like, yo, why you got this ugly ass picture? I'm like, because I feel like I always show gums. I always show wild. Like, I'm generally excited to be like wherever I'm at. So I always have like, even in the bros with no hoes picture, I'm pretty sure my gums are showing a little bit.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but people always compliment me on my smile. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I be feeling like people think I'm soft because I smile too much.
Yeah, so sometimes you gotta thug it up.
You know what I'm
a little
saying?
bit.
So I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Me and my guys, let me snap this pic.
Plus, Cass is like fucking much bigger.
Word, he's
so you
huge. He's
probably
like
thinking
6 something.
you probably thinking like, all right, so
Word.
we all gonna be thug mode.
You
so
know what I'm saying? They smiling. I'm out there like,
they
yeah.
all cheesing.
I'm like, yeah. Shout out to we have a very important person in the room right now. Well, first off, shout out to Mendos. Again, I'm just shouting people out as you guys jump in the chat. Mendoza 509. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. And the wonderful, prolific Miss Angela Davis is in the chat right now, guys. Angela Davis, she's a huge figure in the I'm trying to think of a word to hype it up, but she's a singer, guys. She's a singer. But I always try to compare her to the civil rights person and stuff like that because her name is Angela Davis. But yeah, so that was my little Angela Davis joke. She's got some music. I've played her on my station on StationHead also. But yeah, so the last reason we don't have no hoes is because we say no disrespect. So we just
we can't
again, we're nice
disrespect.
guys. We're nice guys. So we try to make sure
we like
that
to treat women like the respectable person they are.
you know what I'm saying? Just to be nice and let people, in case they wanted to feel disrespected by the name at some point, we're like, hey, look, we throw that in there just so you know.
I think Drake made the best line for that.
What's he got?
He was like, I forgot what song it was. He was like, I hate calling the women bitches, but the bitches love it.
That's funny as shit. I never really took that line. I never really took that line in the heart, but that was a bar.
That was a bar.
He was saying some shit because
I hate calling the women bitches, but the bitches love it.
the bitches do love it though. They love Drake. They love Champagne Poppy. So real quick, wanted to run through. We had a nice successful show. Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in this whole time. Wanted to run down a couple topics and just see how people felt about it. I don't see AWOL in here, so we said we were gonna talk about being 21 again. We could skip over that for a second to talk about real quick. Just hilarious, right?
How you feel about
so
that?
we spoke about it briefly. Just to get into some serious stuff, just to see how the people in the chat feel about it. Just hilarious, who's an Instagram comedian. She's popping. She was on the show Rel on, I think it's on Fox or something like that now. So she's popping. She's doing well for herself. I think she was on Wild 'N Out also for a while.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good.
So I feel like she's somewhat recognizable.
And I respect her come up.
Hell yeah, man. And she actually, does she do stand up too?
Yes, she does. She was at Caroline's a while ago.
Yeah.
If anybody's in the city in Manhattan, you know about Caroline's Comedy Club.
She's dope. So yeah, I respect the hustle. So what happened was she's on her Instagram live and she's flying out somewhere and she sees two dudes with turbans.
I think it was
I'm assuming
4 people.
I never actually saw the actual video. But yeah, so she had said something along the lines of like, oh, where these guys going or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So people took that as a form of racial profiling and all the way understand that. All the way.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Me being a fool, I definitely saw the joke in it, especially since she's a comedian. So I feel like people shouldn't take her stuff too heavily. But she was joking. You know what I'm saying? But bad timing. You know what I'm saying?
Very bad
And she could have kept it to herself.
Because it was just after the New Zealand
thing. Was right after a bunch of Muslims got killed in another country.
The worst timing ever.
A. Davis said, bad timing, yo. Bad timing for real. So she went on her, she went back on her Instagram and apologized, and here's her apology. Let's see how you felt about it.
Hey y'all, what's going on? I know the situation that I'm in now. It's had my head fucked up as it should. So I've been choked up about it. It's really been bothering me that there's being a picture painted of me like I'm a xenophobe or I'm racist, prejudiced.
I'm waiting for her to start joking.
So I wrote a statement.
I'm not gonna lie. What was
and I wrote this myself sorry I didn't go hire a publicist to get me through this, or
She's letting you know she wrote
write
this
it
herself.
for me. But I feel like nobody can say
And she's reading
what
off her
I
phone.
want to say like me. I
And
don't
Just
need nobody
Hilarious might
talking
famous
for
for
me.
this,
So
but skip ahead for a second. I just want to hear her. If you guys could hear her reading. So I saw the apology before I heard anything about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I was waiting for her to joke. I'm like, what is she about to? I was waiting for her, and just in case anybody was like, suck my dick. I don't think it was. You know what I'm saying? I was waiting for her to do something like that. So skip ahead to some of the apology.
about this situation is very familiar to me, especially being a black woman. So I should definitely empathize more with being racially profiled. On top of that, the climate that this country is
Yes.
in, that didn't do nothing but add fuel to a wildfire that we still fighting to contain. I'm not sure if these
All right, we
particular
can stop it right there. So that's basically her going through the apology. You hear her sniffling the whole time, and I just want to make sure. I hope y'all could hear all that too. But yeah, like it was just man, it was just. A. Davis is chiming in. She said, "Keep your personal and your political feelings to yourself." And all she had to do was apologize for her actions and take full responsibility. I agree.
There's two sides to this whole Jess thing. One, of course, you don't we have to give people the credit of ignorance sometimes. You know, it's unfortunate, but there are some people who are just naturally or just genuinely ignorant.
Word.
And I can't fault you for that. You know, it's like the blackface thing. Like, there are some white people who genuinely do not know about blackface. And for that, I can't sit here and be like, you know, I can't chastise you for that because you didn't know about it. I can educate you, but you didn't know about it. And I think with this situation, I think we can say that she was just ignorant to it, because I think it was like Sikhs or something like that, where they... which I don't think is actually Muslim. I think that's a whole different religion. But on the other side, it's interesting about this because before 9/11, black people would always say, "Oh, you know, they're racially profiling us. They're racially profiling us. Whenever I go into a store, I'm being racially profiled. The police are racially profiling me when I'm walking in the street." I remember when I was a kid, Stop and Frisk had started in the early 2000s. So they started, you know, cops would start, you know, stopping black kids and stuff like that. And we was all like, well, this is racial profiling. And for so long, white America was like, no, like, there's no racial profiling. Like, we treat everyone equal.
What is this?
Oh my goodness. No, we don't racial. But after 9/11, that's when we really saw racial profiling.
Oh, yeah.
And we were all doing it. Like, let's be honest. We see
The country came together against anybody that looked a little bit Indian.
exactly.
Yo, for real.
Anybody who had brown skin, we was all like, oh, what's gonna happen?
You know what I'm saying?
What's gonna happen? And let's be honest.
For real.
Everybody was scared to take a flight.
Exactly.
I was scared to take a flight.
Especially, luckily they didn't have social media, wasn't as popping back then. But you seen this video of these two Indian looking dudes giving each other thumbs up on Snapchat on the plane. I'd have been like, nope.
And then the faces of the people.
I'd have been
oh
like,
my God.
nope, I'm out.
So we can say that there's clear indication that there's racial profiling.
Word.
Two, also there's a lot of fear mongering that's provoked by the media. Like, every time you look on the television, every time you look on the news, it's always a terrorist attack from some guy named Al Walid or some shit like that, or some Ahmed or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to Al
Qaeda. I just realized be having more branches than like the Bloods. Like, you know how they have like Treyway and stuff like that. Al Qaeda be having a new branch like every year. They say, oh yeah, part of the 70 local Al Qaedas. I'm like, where does these things come from? From Southside Afghanistan.
Word.
Yo, son.
So, I mean, it's a lot of fear mongering that comes from the media. So, of course, that mixed with racial profiling, we're always in, you know, this fear mode where whenever we see somebody who is of brown skin, whether it's Hindu, whether it's Muslim, whether it's Sikhs, there's other religions that they have that I don't know off the top of my head, but the best thing to do is just educate yourself.
Word.
Just try to be educated.
I think that's the biggest thing.
You know, try to get to know people from that culture. This is obviously people who are African American, any African Americans who are listening in to the station head, who are listening live on the station head can relate to this. We always trying to get people to like, listen, just learn us, just learn our culture, get to know us, and you'll find out that we're not educated. What you think.
And that's what everybody, not just black people, not just Indian people, Muslims, like everybody. The thing that bothered me about, and I want to move into the T.I. thing also, the thing that bothered me about Just Hilarious' apology was that she was reading it off her phone. She acknowledged that she wrote it, and she was stuttering. That threw me off. That's why I said I was waiting for a joke to come up. She was like, I was like, Just Hilarious can't read this whole time. You know what I'm saying? I was like, look at this. Like, I thought it was weird, so I didn't know where she was going with it. But then once I realized what the situation was, I was like, yeah, the timing was. But
before that, she had put out a statement on her I think it was on her Instagram, like saying, "Yo, I felt threatened. I felt scared. Like I didn't get them kicked off.
So that's the biggest thing, that these guys actually got kicked off the plane.
Yeah, they got kicked off.
That's wild. So I don't know if that was her influence or if she had that much influence that maybe somebody was like, "Oh, did y'all see what was on her Instagram? We got to get them off of here."
I don't think she had any influence on it. But I mean, I think this is a perfect time to educate. Just be like, "Yo, listen, this is if you truly don't know
They
this."
said she was nervous, but I thought she was being sarcastic when that had happened. I thought
she's never been in a position to have to make a public apology, so I'm pretty sure she was probably nervous. And like she said, she didn't have a publicist or anybody to write what she had to say. So I give her that credit.
There you go. So that was Just Hilarious. So yeah, I think we can conclude that she needs to be educated, and just in general before you do anything crazy. And I apologize in advance. I know there's gonna be plenty of times where I say something wild because I'm uneducated. And Jazz let me know. She was like, "Look, don't go on there talking about something that you don't know about." I was like, "You're right." So we are running out of time. So I wanted to just shout out everybody again for being a part of the podcast, and I'm gonna have you guys on. Before we finish, I'm gonna let everybody that's still in the room get a shout out live on the podcast. So hang out and shout out Keen. I see you in here, and Miss Nike again. But yeah, so T.I., we had discussed the whole Gucci cancellation situation when they came out with the blackface. What was it, ski mask, or was it turtleneck or something like that?
Young Thug was wearing that shit.
Probably. I can all the way see him in some bullshit like that. Honestly, and I love Thug too, but
I like his music, but he's another one that's just ignorant to the whole shit.
Word. So T.I., who is, I don't know, I could see him. He's obviously, everybody knows him as a rapper, but I feel like he's getting more into like the little bit of activist bag in terms of like trying to buy back the block and make sure the community is on the right page. He gained a lot of like, I guess, followership from talking back to Kanye on that record that one time when he was acting stupid.
That record was trash though.
So I love Kanye, so it's different for me. But yeah, I love y'all should know I love Kanye by now. But yeah, the record was it was a little. But T.I., I don't know if this is one of his friends or somebody he just met at the airport. He's out here decked out in his fur coat, but some dude runs up on him, or he must have ran up on some dude that was like super dripping in Gucci, and this is what he had to say for him. Sorry if it's a little distant.
That shit ain't shit till we put it on. We make that shit fly. We make, look at me, nigga, I'm fly as a motherfucker.
Look at me.
I look better than you, as a matter of fact.
Oh shit.
I look better than you. Yeah, you do it, but I look.
So this dude is wearing like a Gucci bag. It looks like he got a Gucci hoodie on and stuff like that. So he's explaining to him, and remind you, again, Gucci did some fuck shit, I guess, and had some racially outraged, motivated, racially charged gear that they're trying to ship off to the people. And when questioned about it, Floyd Mayweather, who was going into the store, who also is I guess he's a thumbs down on T.I.'s list. Floyd Mayweather gets caught up by TMZ going into.
Didn't T.I. swing on Floyd Mayweather?
He did though. He might be the only person in the world that could say they hit Floyd Mayweather in their face and just walked off after that.
Yeah, so he already off the bat doesn't like.
Because Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest boxers of all time. First off, yes. I'm a big Floyd fan also, and this guy doesn't get hit. Like, he's the best in the world at not getting hit. You know what I'm saying? So for you to get hit is a big thing. So like anytime T.I. gets amped, I just think about the fact that he swung on Floyd Mayweather, so I wouldn't want to be that close to him anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Floyd is outside of Gucci, and they're like, "Yo, didn't you hear about black people banning Gucci?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's not me."
That game.
Oh, yeah, but you see, we've been in there shopping today.
Look at it. Oh, man.
Came out with
You're not worried
bags.
about the backlash at all. Look at all the Gucci bags.
Oh, man, I'm living life, man. I'm living life.
With his big coon smile too.
People like T.I., Soulja Boy, they're done with Gucci. They said.
All I got to say is this. I don't follow. I do what I want to
He
do
was like,
when
"Don't
I
say
want
T.I."
to and how I want to. I love it like everybody.
Right.
You said they're going to be upset with me?
So he's
Right,
still
they are.
cool.
Oh, I love it.
I love Floyd, like I said, but so T.I. went and made a whole song called "Fuck Nigga" about Floyd after that, and yeah, man, he was just upset. But all that ampness, all that energy towards somebody, like, are we active like that in the streets where we would be like, "Yo, take that shit off"?
I think with the MAGA hats is the only thing we
Same
probably
thing, right?
will be that active.
But would you yourself?
Would
be
I
like,
personally be like, yo, take that Gucci shit off, yo? What's
Word.
what's good with that Gucci? What that Gucci be about? I don't know if I'll do that. I'd be like, listen, that's just on you. If you don't know what it is right now, if you don't know the current climate we in right now, that's just your own ignorance. Again, this goes back to what I was saying about allowing people. How do I explain it? Like, just understanding that people may be genuinely ignorant to something, and if you genuinely don't care, then I'm not gonna waste my time trying to get you to care. It's just like, you don't care, so fuck you.
So yeah, Gucci. I don't know. I still like they're
But
finished.
for T.I. to like randomly run up on a dude,
Yo,
like,
again, I
bruh.
think it looked like it was in an airport type transportation situation where he might have just, maybe the dude came up to him and said something, and he was like, "Nah, boy, what's that?
was that
What's
what that
on your-
Gucci be
yeah,
about?"
What you doing here? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? So
I'm talking about.
you know what I'm talking about? So yeah, T.I., you know, I'm with him. I'm rocking with him on this one, but he got a little bit amped. But he really, like, I think the headlines all used the phrase G check, and I think that was the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's how you
Because he
G-check
was
someone.
like, he literally G checking him, like, yo, take that Gucci off. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody has anything else to say about it, but you know, I thought it was decent for the culture. I wouldn't be out here recommending you guys just be up in somebody's face like, yo, take that shit off right now, though.
Nah, I'd just be like, my nigga, I'll just give him that look. Like,
You're like, bro, you know you're not fucking with it. You know you're not invited to the cookout no
cookout,
more.
yeah, you're not coming to the cookout.
Come on, son. So again, I think that was everything. Like, we only had a couple topics. We just wanted to give y'all something special for the 10th episode.
Yeah.
So I
Something more
want
personal.
I want to see if we could start having some people on. All right, so I'm gonna have A. Davis on real quick just to get her outs in. Thank you for being a part of Bros with No Host podcast. Let's see if we can get A. Davis on the line, and we might. Ooh, that was loud. And we might just have to.
Hey,
cut out. A. Davis, what's good?
nothing much. I'm just enjoying the show. Thanks for calling me up.
No doubt. So you got any shout outs besides yourself?
Just shout out to Tony Gambino. He's been doing his thing. He's been a little under the weather. So his show hasn't been as consistent as he would like, but it's normally on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like 9 p.m. ish, and it's called PB&J, which stands for Politics, Bullshit, and Jazz. Pretty cool show.
There you go. And this is on StationHead for everybody because we're recording live right now, so we're recording this, so people are gonna listen to it later on. But
cool.
But yeah, this is for everybody that's on StationHead, just to let you guys know.
Just make sure they can hear her.
You guys can all hear A. Davis in the chat. I believe they said there's no echo. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
Look at that.
I hear
So,
a little
yeah,
bit of an
so-
echo, but I'm used to echo, so it's not bothering me too much. But yeah, shout out to him. Shout out. I do have to give myself a shout out if that's okay. I have a
Angela
new
Davis.
thing-
Before you
Angela
even shout
Davis
yourself,
was goody.
before you even shout yourself out, I just have to
Hey.
say she's a very dope artist that I met here on StationHead, and she has an amazing voice. And I definitely encourage you to find her music on Spotify, on iTunes, wherever you guys get it. And I want to recommend her song "Value of a Woman," which is just a beautiful song. And
thanks.
I told you my girlfriend became a fan of yours just by me sending her that song. And I was like, "Ooh, I know this one's
that's
gonna get her in the mood."
awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad she likes it. But I have a new single coming out on March 29th. So it's called Valentine. It'll be on all digital platforms. So check it out. It's called Valentine.
Let's get it. It's called Valentine. Thank you, A. Davis, for being a part of the show. We appreciate you, girl.
Oh, no problem. Thanks a lot, guys.
No doubt, no
Bye.
doubt. All right, that was Miss A. Davis music. Let's see if we can have Nayeli. Let's see if Nayeli will come on and give a shout out real quick. If you guys are definitely in the chat, I know Ange Code is on here. So Ange Code is your first time joining the show. I think I might have seen you in here before, but this is the official Bros with No Hoes podcast live. So I'm gonna have you on in a sec to give a shout out. Nayeli with the pancakes.
Yes.
Can we hear Nayeli? I see her. I see noise.
Can you hear me?
Yes. What's up, girl?
Ew. Nothing. How y'all doing?
What's you got some shout outs, Nayeli? Thank you for being a part of the show. Also appreciate you.
I don't know. I loved it. But walking. But a shout out. I'm gonna shout out my daughter because she was acting good today. And you guys, y'all were. This is a great show. And I was like looking forward to it. I saw you posted on Instagram, so I was like, ew.
I appreciate it. Shout out yourself because you got music also. We got some artists. That's what StationHead is all about, yo.
And I guess myself. I got a new song out called Say Less, and then I'm working on getting this other song out in the next few weeks. So, hey.
Let's get it. So once again, Nayeli music. The song is called Say Less. You can find her on IG at i.f.with.Nayeli music. Is that correct?
Yes.
I remembered it. So thank you for being a part of the show again. We appreciate you for joining in and having the commentary and making some pancakes for us next time.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. Let's see if we can have Miss Ange Code on here. Ange Code, if you're free. Once again, welcome to the Bros with No Hoes podcast. We just wanted to
Ange, what up?
We just wanted to show you some love for being in the room with us and having some commentary and giving us some good advice at the end also. But you got a shout out?
Hey, yes, I got a shout out. So shout out to Nayeli and A Davis Music.
Yes.
They're both always like showing lots of love. They come onto my show all the time, and I always see them in other shows as well. So shout out to them for always just spreading the positivity for real.
That's dope. So you have a show. Shout out your own show. Once again, this is if for everybody that's not listening on StationHead. We do shows, everybody. It's a radio show app. You can host your own radio station pretty much. So let everybody know when your show is too for the people on StationHead.
Yeah, so I have two shows. One is on Tuesdays, and it's called What Song Is That, Sis? I have Ange Code After Dark. Yes, Nayeli in the chat said it was Ange Code Dark. It's really interactive. Everybody in the chat, we're talking about like sex, politics, social justice, pop culture, but mostly sex. And
Chase is down for the sex convo.
Yeah. Tuesdays, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you, Ange Code. Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you again for joining the show. And we'll definitely make sure to we gotta check out Ange's show sometime. And
definitely.
Maybe
no
have
problem.
you on my morning show too. What's that?
Is your podcast on Apple Podcasts?
That's right.
Yes.
Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify, also SoundCloud, soon to be on iHeartRadio, and also YouTube.
I will make sure to subscribe. I also have a podcast. It's on a little bit of a pause because I've been focusing on StationHead.
Shout it out.
But you should check it out. It's called Ange Code.
There you go. Thank you again, Ange Code.
I want to shout out my school again for
Yes.
making the second round of the NCAA tournament for the second year in a row.
Let's get it.
Big shout out to University at Buffalo Bulls. I think the girls team also is in the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely big shout out to them for doing big things and putting on for my school, making me proud to be a alumni. Alumnus, is that a word?
Alumni.
Is alumnus so even a word?
Alumnus is plural, I believe. Right?
I think so.
Alumnus.
So shout out to them. Shout out to Vince Bracey Sr.
Hey.
It is his birthday. He's 50 what?
57. Pretty sure he's 57. Yes.
Shout out to him. I want to shout out, of course, the Wonder Kids.
Yes.
Of course, we have to shout out the Pinot Gang.
Shout out to everybody in the Pinot Gang. Like I said,
Yes.
I just threw that poll up the other day, and I was like, what would people that actually listen to the podcast resonate with?
Yes.
And you always say Pinot Gang at either before or the end of the podcast. So I was
Big shout out to the Pinot Gang.
Word.
I feel like once we get a bigger following, I should do like a wine tasting,
Yo,
a Bros with No
all
Hoes
the way.
wine tasting event.
See, we get Gary Vee in on it.
Get Gary Vee or someone. So definitely, if you are a wine fanatic, if you enjoy wine, definitely hit us up in the chat. Definitely subscribe to the podcast, and definitely hit me up on my IG. Let me know what type of wine you like. All right.
Wanted to remind you guys, everybody that's in here right now, yes, I still do a show every Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. So if you got some new music, please shorty swing my way. You know what I'm saying, with the songs, so I can make sure that that I get you guys some extra streams and put other people onto you guys' stuff. So thank you once again, everybody in here. Feel free to follow that Bros with No Hoes on Instagram as well as on StationHead. Now you see that Bros with No Hoes podcast in there. Duval Music, again, cool artist from the Bronx doing his thing. I appreciate you for being in here. That's Grimy, thank you so much. Again, Miss A Davis Music and Ange Code, you guys are the bomb. Jem, all the way from UK, IV314 has been tuning into my station the last week or so, and I definitely appreciate your listen, man. And Miss Nike and also Nayeli Music, who was in here. So thank you guys, everybody in here. Got a shout out. The Fed Up podcast was tuned into our live the other day, and I thought that was very dope. So thank you for the Fed Up podcast for checking us out. My guy, Jay Watts, he goes by Jay Ohms now. I've shouted him out before, but he said he wants to sit in with us. He don't even want to be on the podcast, but if he come here, we might have to have him, just as an extra mic in the background.
Gotcha.
But he enjoys it so much that he just wants to be in the room while we're recording. So, and I think that's what you pretty much get from the StationHead effect also. So I thought that was pretty dope. Mike Loco, who was in here earlier when we started the show, and his artist slash son, Mig718, who just performed at South by Southwest. He also wants to be a guest on the podcast at some point. So I thought that was pretty dope. Who else do we got in here? Somebody by the name of Cool Talks 444, who I believe is a podcast also. So I wanted to shout them out. They said, "Oh, I definitely have to check you guys out." And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So also these wonderful ladies, we've shouted them out already. The Unrated Unruly podcast, hosted by lovely Virginia and Tabionda. Those ladies are super dope. I've been checking out their podcast the last couple episodes. They also talk about like sex and stuff like that. So we're gonna be up there. We're gonna be up there talking about some freaky shit at some point. I think they record out of Queens. They're super dope, and they shared our stuff also. I wanted to shout out the cousin group chat. You know what I'm saying? I said we have a group chat with our cousins, and I wish we're gonna be out in Delaware.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks. We're gonna be out in Delaware in a couple weeks for our beautiful cousin Taylor is having a baby. Shout out to little cousin Amina that's on the way. So I wanted to shout out all of our cousins real quick. Who's in there? Taylor again, her younger sister Jasmine, our cousin. Who else is in the chat? Chef Taj Ali, of course, who we had on the show.
Yes.
My girl Chantel, our cousin, who's still holding down the prior name, and her son Stanley, of course. Who else is in the chat? CJ, gotta shout out CJ, who's doing his thing over at Vice, man.
Yeah.
CJ, we're gonna have to have CJ on the podcast because he's I want to say he's a producer now at Vice, and I see him on his live like smashing up pumpkins and shit like that, and I thought that was pretty dope. And of course, my younger brother Niles, who is going to be a doctor of physical therapy in June, by the end of June. So excited about that. And last but not least, again, AWOL was in here. AWOL turned 21, so happy birthday to AWOL. Nicole Murda, who I met at Moving Mondays. I shot her out before too, but she keeps listening, and she says she wants to be on, and she was tight because she has an Android phone, so she couldn't join on StationHead. And last but not least, my two friends. I've shouted out Steffi before on here. From my Big Brother clan, and my girl Willa, who's been listening. Willa said she's been listening to the podcast, and she just was waiting on her yout out. So thank you to every single person for being a part of Bros with No Host podcast live. Karma, I see you in here. We love you.
I think we got DJ Hover on there,
and we got DJ Hover. I'm gonna see if I can bring him on one more time, but he got his yout outs in already, so we good. But yeah, Karma, thank you for being a part of the show. Also, you got in at the very last minute. Yes, love you too, girl. Thank you for being a part of the show. So keep checking us out. Keep making sure you following us on all those on the social medias and whatnot at Bros with No Hoes podcast. And make sure you guys repost something. Give us a screenshot so we can yout you out on the next episode. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all. And
as always, if you have, I'm sorry, that was a long ass shout out.
Yo, it was a yout out.
I was a good yout out. But as always, if you have any social events, any gatherings, any parties, please don't invite us because we don't have any hoes. It's the Bros with No Hoes podcast. Peace.